Yeah, the parents' window of tolerance is oftentimes really small, honestly,
Yeah.
and we definitely have to build some resiliencies because once you're outside the window of tolerance, you start to say things like, "Why are you this way?" or "Why are you that way?" You're like you blame other people
Mm,
um, rather than looking inward. And when you're in a safe state, you're able to look inward and be like, "Oh, I didn't do that thing. I'm not connecting with you," and you're able to be very honest with yourself in a safe, vulnerable way. But once you're outside that window of tolerance, you lose that ability. You literally lose that ability
yeah.
to be self-reflective. You have to be in a safe state to be self-reflective. And an
Mhm.
apology is not about the reaction; it's about me owning up to what I did wrong, and not
Yeah.
about her reaction. She can react however she wants. It's about me saying, "I messed up. I know I affected you, and I'm sorry about that." It feels a lot better to give in to your sympathetic arousal and to yell or
Yeah.
to command. And you hopefully you think you get a faster result, but you end up damaging the relationship, and all that. It's not worth it. But yeah, it feels really good to give into that stuff, right?
Hmm.
And when you get irritated and then to pull back and be self-aware, it doesn't feel very good, but it's just the right thing to do.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So at least inhibit your impulse to like yell or command. At least do that, even if you can't actually connect and do a real apology or whatever. At least like that's where I started was just this. I feel the impulse to. I'll be real honest. I've never hit my kids, and I never will. I've never
Yeah.
even spanked, nothing like that. No whooping, no spanking, no hitting, nothing. But that's the way I was raised. Was I got spanked, and I noticed that I reached a point where there was the impulse to spank, and luckily I noticed it, and I didn't have the right answer in that moment, but I just didn't spank. I just didn't make the situation worse, and I noticed like, ooh, that where did that come from? And I know where it came from. But you just don't do it. Like just don't do the thing that you that you want to do. It doesn't feel good, and it feels like this break, like this screeching halt. But you have to just not give in to that sympathetic arousal, that state. You can't
Yeah.
give in to that impulse. Even when you yell, even when you judge, even when you blame, you're hurting the relationship. I did a parenting group, and there was a dad who was raised in a very abusive environment,
Mm.
and for him that worked because he said, "I did what my dad told me to do," and so for him, hitting worked. It worked. And he said he respected his dad. And I said, "Did you respect him or did you fear him? Those don't go together." And
Totally.
he feared him. It wasn't respect, it was fear.
Yeah.
And so here I am teaching him all these skills, which are healthy and positive and full of love. And he's like, "But it's easier to do the other thing. It's easier to hit." And I said, "You're right. It is. You could give into that, and it is easier. But what you're doing is you're setting this kid up to feel the way that you feel right now about your dad and all the pain that you're sitting with. So yeah, it is easier. You can get him to do what you want. If you hit him hard enough, you can get him to do what you want. You're right, but that's not the right thing to do. It's wrong."
Yeah.
And I spoke to him on that level. I had a good enough rapport with him to really challenge him. He's like, "You're right. You're right."